morning.
I still regard the Russians as Europeans, so they may not have participated in what we in the West call the three great events of Western civilization, the Reformation, the Renaissance, and the Enlightenment. Nevertheless, they are Europeans. They speak an Indo-European language, and their culture is not that alien to us, contrary to popular belief. So what is Europe? And I think what happens is that everyone in Berlin who looks east has a view of the world that is not very different from the people in Berlin in 1900 who looked east. And the people in Paris who look south, east, west, north, their view of the world isn't very different from what it used to be. Now, that doesn't mean that no one has changed and people are unreconstructed Neanderthals. No, I'm simply being honest about what's important in each of these countries, what leads them to cooperate or fight. I think the Europeans have to look at themselves objectively and decide where is the commonality of interest and culture that supports a true security zone. Because frankly, if you think the Italians, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Greeks, or even the French for that matter, are remotely interested in fighting a war in Ukraine, you've lost your mind. No one there is interested. It's not going to happen. And frankly speaking, to most of them, whatever happens in that part of the world is irrelevant to them. This is not a new problem. You know, during the Versailles Treaty discussions, when they were trying to put together new solutions, if you will, all of which turned out to be disastrous for, post-war Europe, no one involved in these discussions knew anything about the world really much beyond Berlin and Vienna. Everything that happened in Budapest, Prague, Warsaw, and these other places was a mystery. And they made bad decisions that came back to haunt us horribly. So I don't think that you can compel unanimity of interest on the basis of an artificial construct called the European Union. The same is true for NATO.